welcome to the Questionnaires podcast, where each week we source the best questions from Yahoo Answers and attempt to provide the best advice from...
Why are captures almost always about road-related objects?
To...
Why does my jar of nuts warn me that it contains nuts?
We're here to prove that every question deserves an answer. Joining with me this week, as always, is Marcus.
Hello, Tom.
And Damien.
Hello, gentlemen.
Guys, I'm talking into a sock right now. One of Marcus's socks. I never thought I'd reach this low in my life where I'm literally got one of my...
It's a heavily used sock,
got my best friend's sock in my face.
The thing I enjoy about... We should probably explain why you're talking into a sock.
No, let's leave it there. Move on.
So, I forgot to bring my microphone to the recording of the podcast.
Yep.
Not like we've been doing this show for the last 5 years or anything.
No.
It's the one thing you do need
It's
to
a
record a podcast.
it's a rite of passage because I've done it once before.
It's true.
You've done it now. All we need is Tom to forget his mic.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
it's bad.
when one of us forgets a microphone, it means Tom has to, MacGyver a microphone into an existence.
Yeah.
So instead of a regular microphone pop filter, he's using one of Marcus's socks.
Yeah.
He's talking into two cups, guys. Cups with strings.
Yeah.
He's MacGyvered it away. It works.
I just don't get why you gave him a used sock, Marcus. That's the confusing
It's
thing.
crusty.
Ooh. So yeah, if this podcast stinks, that's why. Yeah, it's okay though. It's okay.
Perfect.
How you going, guys? You
Yeah,
well?
good.
You
It's
guys are matchy today in grey
we
hoodies.
are grey hoodies, black tracksuit pants.
Yeah.
We called up earlier and we said, "Hey, what are you wearing? Let's make Tom feel
I'm
the odd
glad
one out."
that's how you used your morning instead of remembering to bring your fucking equipment.
Yeah. I said, Damien, you know that microphone? Don't bring it.
You got grey t-shirts on underneath as well.
Yeah,
What's
but
wrong
I
with
like
you
to
guys?
think
Yeah.
even when I don't bring a microphone, I bring a positive attitude. So that's all you need for a podcast anyway.
Yeah,
It's true.
That's
It's
all
true.
you need. But you do need a microphone too.
Debatable. We'll agree to disagree on that
Yeah,
one.
for sure.
it,
But
that's
you're doing well.
Yeah. I mean, it's week's over.
Yeah.
Next week's a short week too.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good time.
I
It's
completely
time to
forgot
be-
about that.
I feel like Tom always asks us how we're doing, but we never ask him how he's doing.
Yeah, Tom, how are you doing?
No, let's not ask him. Let's move on.
And tonight will be no exception.
No, but how are you, Tom?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, look, let's just jump into the show. Why don't we? What we do every week is we answer questions from the website Yahoo Answers. We find questions from that website, try to provide advice to the people and help them on their way. That's how the show works. The other thing we do is we choose a theme for each week to name the question askers, and it's Damien's theme this week.
It is my theme, and I wanted to hit you guys with this. If you could have an unlimited supply of something other than money,
Yep.
what would it be?
Other than money.
Yes.
Mm.
Do you guys need some time to think? Because I do have something that I wanted to speak about on the podcast before.
Maybe do that then.
Maybe do that one, yeah.
Okay.
So for people who listened last week, you may remember that I made a joke about one of my good friend's mothers. That was untowards.
It was untoward.
It was untowards. Not becoming of any of us, really. And I wanted to take this time before we jump into the podcast to just apologize to my friend because he loves the show. And, it's probably not a nice thing when you turn your favorite podcast on and the hosts are insulting you. So I would love to apologize and see if that's okay with you guys.
Very, very brave of you, Damien.
Thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate
yes.
that.
We had discussed it after Marcus and I, and we just thought you did cross a line,
Yeah.
but you're really making amends. I
Okay,
think,
yeah.
right
No,
now.
make
and I
amends.
appreciate
That's
you guys
it, yes.
giving me
Very
the
brave.
platform to do that. So I'm
Yeah.
going to do that now.
Mhm.
To our friend, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you don't have a sense of humor.
Very brave. Very
Thank
brave.
you.
Damien.
Thanks,
Yes,
guys.
it's,
Very brave.
You're a true hero to us all.
Yeah, that's
yes.
a weight off my chest. Now we can get into the show now, guys, if
Yeah,
you're ready.
okay. All right, so I've got one actually. Can I go first?
Yes, please.
This one's going to come from deodorant.
Why are you laughing so much?
Because all right. Little story time. Little peel back before the.
Yeah, go for it.
When we were younger, me and my other neighbor with Tom, we always used to go to the shops
Go for a walk to the shops.
What, and buy
Walk to the shops.
deodorant?
every day, pretty
We
much.
go to the shops every day.
And pretty much every second day, or what it felt like every second day to us, Tom was buying deodorant.
My reason to go to the shops is I got to get some deodorant, so we may as well go. And they're like, "You seemingly buy deodorant all the time," and I'm like, "Do I? Do I really?" And
it
then I
always
feel
felt Tom was
Spray or roll on?
spray,
I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
spray one,
spray.
aerosol.
And if you're buying it like every second day, are you just is half a can one day? Like, what are you doing?
Half a can on each arm each day.
I'm out again.
He never explained. Well, I'm assuming he just used it on himself. Maybe sometimes he sprayed the air. I don't know.
No, just armpits. I've only got 2 arms and 2 armpits.
Now
but
I know why there's a hole in the ozone layer. It's because Tom is just blasting Rexona cans.
I don't know why, but it always feels like I'm running out of deodorant. And I always feel like I'm buying it.
Just
so
perpetually running out of deodorant.
I think I would not go to the shops that much.
Tom's applying roll-on right now as we speak. What's going on?
Tom's purely a non-roller man, though.
what's that?
He's purely aerosol.
Yeah,
aerosol?
what's that hissing noise? Yeah, aerosol. So deodorant writes in, Is bad management a good reason for quitting a job? I started a job where I teach private lessons, and at first, I loved the job. But now I dread going in. The main issue I'm having is the communication with the directors. They have a habit of giving me new students without my knowledge, and they reschedule my students without telling me or the students' parents. Also, when I went in for training, they had me read through a handbook, and then they had me teaching the same day. I had no idea I was going to be doing my teaching. I didn't even have a lesson planned or prepared. So I talked to former employees, and the person said that this bad communication has been going on for a while, and they quit in 2016. Also, I found out that I work better with older students, and I'm currently working with the kids. I'm a full-time student, and this job is stressing me out to the point I'm not focusing on my schoolwork. So I don't know if these are valid reasons for me to quit deodorant.
Ooh, deodorant.
So bad management is bad management.
Yeah.
A good reason to quit.
Look, I'm making not an assumption, but I'm not a teacher. I'm a teacher of sorts when it comes to this podcast. You know,
you teach us how to be brave,
better people.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I feel like when you're a teacher, you need that prep time, right?
Right.
Like you can't just be like, hey, guess what? You're teaching, you know, a class on Australian history today. It's like, I had no preparation on this. Like, what are you doing to me?
You don't
I have no idea about the year. I feel like teachers, not a lot of teachers, but I would feel like some teachers, like they're learning just before the lesson. Like I remember someone was telling me, oh, we're doing some book in maths or whatever else is algebra. I was like, yeah, I got to rehash all my memory on what I'm teaching.
Well, yeah.
So you have to prep.
As long as you're one lesson ahead of the kids,
Yeah.
you're smart.
You're smart. That's it. You're smarter than them.
Yeah, right.
I think that's evidence, you know, like when a substitute teacher would come in.
Yeah.
And they obviously have no grounds for what you guys have been learning or anything.
Of
And they're
course.
just thrown into like, you know, a SOS class and they're just like, as you were.
What does so stand for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing things like oral presentations at school? Like, because teaching is basically an oral presentation every day,
Right.
to a group of people.
That's true. I
How-
never thought about it that way.
Like, how did you guys go when you had to do like a speech in front of a class?
I feel like in school I sucked ass.
Yeah.
But that's what you're learning.
Right.
I feel like if I did it now, I'd be able to do it pretty.
Yeah.
Because I've spoken in front of groups of people, large crowds. I've actually done like hundreds of people once.
Yeah, right.
So
Did you off your work, right?
yeah, for my work. So I've done it enough now that I feel comfortable enough in my own skin. I feel like this podcast has also taught me to
He's like
my own voice.
Yeah, he's like the Tony Robbins of accounting, right?
yeah. That's it. Tony Robbins. But like
Inspiration.
Well, how many people were you speaking to when you did your when you were at accounting con?
The
whatever it was?
most I did in person was like 100, but I did 500 online.
Okay,
once.
online, right?
Wow,
Okay,
yeah, right.
What
bit
was more
different.
nerve wracking?
The in-person one. You're
Okay.
actually seeing people. 500, whether it was 500 or 20 people,
Did
you
you
didn't
pic-
know the difference.
Did you picture them naked?
I
As
did
everyone-
picture the
Yeah.
online people naked. In fact, I had some website on that was...
in the background.
In the background.
They were actually naked.
yeah, they were actually
Doing
naked. Yeah.
things.
That just filled me with confidence.
We just
Right.
pinpointed the moment Marcus lost his accounting job. Right then,
No, not really.
he had a good run.
It was good. It was a good run. No, but it's hard to do in front of people. It's a talent that you need to learn, and I feel like teachers, obviously, doing it time after time again, they learn how to do it.
I work at a school and I see a lot of student teachers come in, do their like placement and stuff. And you like the first time that someone does a class, when you see it, you're so nerve wracking.
Is it always a train wreck, like in terms of like nerves?
When I've seen it, with the ones that I've witnessed, just do seem very nerve wracking because
Okay.
teenagers can be very judgmental.
Yes.
And they sense weakness.
They smell weakness.
They
They're
feast upon
They're
it.
bloodhounds, right? They're bloodhounds, and you know that they're going to talk about you if you do a bad job.
Yeah.
Or you think that at least. They're really only concerned with their own world, but it would be very tough. But back to the question about management.
Yes.
Bad management. Now, obviously, I would say let's not talk specifically. Let's talk about past jobs. It's probably the safest way to be.
Yeah.
But have you ever been in a situation with bad management that you got to the point where you're like, I just can't do this anymore?
100%. I've been through many jobs where if the managers are bad
Right.
and they manage those resources horribly, you feel like you're just like, well, I'm not getting the best out of myself at this job.
Yeah.
And I'm going in dreading knowing I'm going to be doing something that doesn't feel efficient, doesn't feel fun to work at.
Yeah.
So I've left jobs because of bad management. I've switched jobs because of bad management. And if bad management... Also, if the management doesn't seem to be supporting you in any way, you're like, well, fuck this. Like, I don't have their support.
Yeah.
Fuck, like, my job, I just feel like I'm like, shit. So fuck it. I have left.
There's plenty of jobs out there, is what you're saying. It's like, why waste your time being ups or unhappy
Yeah.
when you can just sort of move on?
100%.
And I think in this person's situation, bad management, like Michael was saying, results in a bad work environment for yourself.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like you're learning anything because you're basically just being thrown these last minute tasks and you're having to adapt.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's teaching you how to adapt under pressure
Sink
when
or
you don't have a
swim.
lot of
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Swink or swim.
But that's
yeah.
not intentional by management. That's just them doing a poor job.
Exactly.
Which
Yeah.
probably means you're doing a poor job. And I think if you're a teacher, confidence is a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're like half-assing a lesson, are your students really going to believe you? Are they going to feel like they're learning anything when they doesn't seem like you're really confident in what you're telling
Yeah,
them?
like the kids are really the ones that are suffering here.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
like, I'd be letting them down if I stuck around and giving a half-assed effort.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, whether you stayed or not in this job particular,
Yep.
they're just going to get another job, another teacher in, and with poor management, the
Well,
kids are
yeah.
still going to suffer
Yeah,
regardless.
Right. Well, this is the thing as well. Like, there's a difference between like giving, like seeing it as like moving on to keep yourself happy, and it being you giving up.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So you could be like, if I'm leaving, I'm giving up. Like they win, the management wins. So
Yeah.
how do you sort of decipher the difference between I'm a quitter because I couldn't handle it, or I've given it all I've got and I just have had enough?
I feel like you're not giving up. I mean, like there is a level where you have to sort of commit to, like you know, maybe a year, maybe whatever it is. Got to give it some time. But if you realize after time, like I've tried so much with all this bullshit,
Yeah.
and it's still not getting any better. I've complained to management. I've talked to them, trying to get them better, and they're still not making it better. Then at the end of the day, it's all about personal preservation.
Yeah,
Right.
I think they should leave. I just
Yeah.
thought about
Yeah.
a job that I used to have. Well, I'll try and be as unspecific as possible.
There was a guy. There was a worker. It's not me. His name is Shamian. Shamian.
And he wasn't Italian. He was Roman.
Just outside of Italy.
Ancient Rome.
Ancient
Yeah,
Rome.
ancient
That's
Rome.
right. Before Italy existed.
Yeah, exactly.
No. So I was a part of this, like a marketing team essentially. And it was me and another guy, and we had a manager that was ahead of us. Who kind of was he was the head of the team, sorry.
Yeah.
And all the work would just fall on us, and all these like deadlines would come up, and we would always be us taking the onus to finish these jobs when he was supposed to be the head of the team. And I remember it culminated on one day where me and this other guy were just like, okay, we're quitting, because we had this huge like marketing campaign coming up, was meant to launch. We had to like finalize everything with advertisers and blah, blah, blah. And he said, be here at the office, 7 o'clock in the morning. We're going to nail this, et cetera, et cetera. 8 o'clock rolls by. He's not there. 9 o'clock rolls by. He's not there. He's not answering his phone or responding to texts. And then finally, he answers my call like 10 a.m. I'm like, where are you, man? Like, we've got people waiting to speak to us. You know, we're trying to, like, this is this guy's company. And he's like, no, I decided I'm painting my house today.
Oh
so I'm
my
not coming in.
God.
We were just like,
no.
are you?
That's awful.
I'm deciding to paint my house. You know what? I don't want to have this business anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm about to paint the town red with your blood. we were so
He's like,
mad.
red's the color we're painting. Can you bring some leftovers for me, please?
It was just like, that was
Yeah.
our tipping point. We're like, we're done.
Nah, that's shit.
We're done. Like,
Yeah.
I said to him, like, I'm looking for I'll quit even if I don't have another job lined
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
because it
yeah.
was just like,
I can't
work like this
better
anymore.
than actually sticking it through.
if the person who's financially invested in the company
Doesn't
doesn't
give a
care,
shit.
why the hell should I care?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Can I present a different perspective though? Of
course.
That it's a good feeling to be like, fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah.
It's a better feeling to see it through and
Yeah.
see them leave. I
Oh.
said there's nothing better than seeing that management farewell, because then you're
I-
just like, I stuck through it. I was the cockroach in the end, under the fridge,
I'm
and
gonna.
I get to be like, nah.
Yeah.
But very quietly so they don't hear you.
Yeah, right.
No, they're management. They're gone. That's it. Fuck
I'm a
'em.
cockroach. No one can hear me.
Yeah,
Just-
that's it. No, I hard agree on that. Like,
Yeah?
if you can stick around through bad management and you like, you know, constantly try and be better, and then
Yeah.
eventually they get sorted out. Like, there's obviously management levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just hoping that the highest tier sees this middle tier
Yeah.
as shit,
Yeah.
gets rid of them.
Yeah.
And hoping that management doesn't tank the company that you're at.
Yeah.
It's like a Jenga piece that comes out and it just all comes toppling
Yeah,
down.
You
Tumbling
might
down.
see them leave, but you also might be leaving
Yeah.
with
You're
them.
seeing the
Yeah.
writing on the wall too. You're
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
oh.
just singing na in the mirror.
in the rubble. In the rubble.
Into the mirror.
Yeah. That's it. But I agree. I hard agree that it's when you see shit people get the arse,
Yeah.
you're just like vindicated.
Yeah. Vindicated. I just played that dashboard confessional song.
I think teaching is a tough job.
Yeah.
And I mean, the whole cliche is